This is Lady Boulay, and I hope your day is going well. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. Well, I guess I'm just getting kind of tired of people always trying to put us in a box. Everybody's trying to tell us who we are and who we were and who we will never be. My question is, why are you concerned about who we are? We're not concerned about who you are. So let me just let you know what I'm talking about.
And especially the African American experience. It's literally not duplicated anywhere on earth in history. African Americans are a completely unique phenomenon as a people. Who they are culturally, what their history is, what their experience is, isn't duplicated anywhere on earth. You don't know where you came from. You don't know what country you came from. You don't know what culture you came from. You don't know what language you came from. You don't know what your religion was before. You, like I've said before, you're more American than anyone because you don't have any other identity. Actually, your entire identity is American-based. That's not the case of anyone else. I'm Irish American. I'm German American. I'm Italian American. I'm Jewish American. I'm this or that, the other. You can say African American, but you don't know anything about Africa. You don't even know which part of Africa. Africans don't call themselves that because I know my tribe. I have my language. I have my region, my country, my whatever. Like me saying European American. I'm not European. I'm specifically Irish and German. But you can't say that. You are American. You're the original Americans. You know? Everyone else is immigrants. You can't even be called immigrants. You know? You're originally American. And your culture is as close to being the indigenous culture of America as there can be without you being the indigenous people. You know? You're the indigenous people of the entity called America, called the United States of America. Everything else came from elsewhere. Your culture is the only one that came from right there because you were cut off from everything else. You know? There's nobody else like that. There's nobody else like that in the world. There's no other culture like that in the world.
That didn't hit right with me. This white man talking about black Americans and who we are and nobody else like us. What about the people in Jamaica? What about Haiti? What about the black Brazilians? They had the same experience we had. But yet and still people want to focus on black Americans. We were somebody before we came here. And he even said that we were cut off. We were cut off from who we were. In the Bible, there is a part of a scripture, the 83rd Psalm and the 4th chapter says, "Come and let us cut them off from being a people." That's in the scripture. And it's interesting that he would say that. The only way that you're going to find out who black Americans are is in the Bible. It's in the Bible. But when you show them the facts, when you show them in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, where it outlines what's going to happen to the people of God if they're not obedient, things that didn't happen to anybody else but us, they will sit there and argue with the facts and then tell you, oh no, you were nobody, you were cut off. Yes, we were cut off for a reason. They don't want to accept the reason why we were cut off and why we came into slavery on ships, like the scripture says. They want to sit up and talk this garbage all the time and try to convince you that you're really nobody. This man is Jewish. He wants us to believe we're somebody that we're not, and we want us to believe that he's somebody that he's not. And any black person who sits up and listens to somebody like this is doing themselves a disservice. I don't understand why that becomes an issue for other people. There might be black Americans who care about that, about where they came from. See, the key to me is they're all trying to get here. Well, I know where I came from. What difference does it make? You don't want to live there. Well, I'm so proud of my culture. You're proud of your culture from somewhere else as long as you can live in the United States. But somehow we're supposed to think that, well, we're just a clean slate. We were just slaves. And no. There's a method to the madness. I believe what the scripture says. I believe what the Hebrew Israelites say, although I just can't, those people just, they're just too extra for me. But we're not just a clean slate and we just came here and we made America. We did make America. But we were a powerful people. Wherever we came from, we know we were powerful and we were gifted and we had substance. We know that. And we don't need anybody in the United States or Africa or the Caribbean or Europe or anywhere else to tell us anything about ourselves. We have the ability to learn and create our own reality if that's what we want to do. I reject all of these kinds of people who are always trying to tell us who we are and who we are not. Our true identity truly is hidden to a certain extent. It's in the Bible. The only place you can find what happened to us is in the Bible. But for whatever reason, people want to keep the wool over our eyes. They don't want us to come into the reality of who we are. And that's how come you have random people all over the internet addressing who we are. It's like, well, I wasn't even thinking about that right now. I was actually thinking about what it is I'm going to have for dinner or what I'm going to wear to church next Sunday. I really wasn't even thinking about that, but you're thinking about it. And that is why you know something is wrong. As my dad would say, it's a dead cat on the line. You are too concerned about who somebody else is and not concerned enough about who you are. Because you are trying to pull wool over people's eyes, and it might work for some, but it won't work for all. So I reject these kind of discussions about Black Americans and who we are. We were wherever we were more special than the rest of these grifters and leeches. But I really wish people would stop trying to define us, leave us alone, and let us plot our own course. We've done just fine without any help from them. And now it's almost like people are trying to pull us down. They're trying to put us in a box because we really are extraordinary people. They're right about that. There is nobody else in the world like us. He is right about that. But he does not have the answer to who we are. We have to search and find out the answers that we want for ourselves. And I still believe they're in the scriptures. They're in the Bible. So I just wish everybody else would mind their business and focus on who they are. There are several people on the internet who have defined Black Americans as the ancient people of Israel. And it makes more sense than anything else. It's the only thing that makes sense, but people try to throw us off that trail. As a matter of fact, I have a book, and I might go over it again, that says the Bible legacy of the Black race, and it puts us squarely in Egypt. So there's a lot for us to unpack. So other people just need to stay out of it. The answers will come in the fullness of time. But all these other people are trying to throw us off. They're trying to throw us off the trail. And that is what I have a problem with. But okay, y'all, let me know what you think about this. People like this really make me sick. But let me know what you think about it. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk again. Have a good evening, and leave a comment.